Hey everybody, if you're watching the replay, don't forget to follow, not just like. That way, if you're, when we go live, it'll give you a notification, or if we have a new video. But my name is Cynthia. I am from Georgia, and I'm gonna wait till some more people jump on. And don't forget to tell me where you're from. Hey Pat, let's see if it's pulled up on here yet. Group, Cynthia, come on, where are the notifications? I'm trying to learn how to just get on the computer without having to get Chris to come in here and show me on this MacBook. I don't know if y'all know how to use these, but I am not all that MacBook savvy. Let's see. Okay, I think I've got it. I think I did it, y'all. He's going to be so excited when he comes in here, and I've already gotten it pulled up. Hey, from Missouri, Pat. Isabel. Oh, I love that name. It's so pretty. Ohio. Lynn from Pensacola. All right, I'm going to turn my chat off of here, and I'll be able to move back. Okay, y'all. I'm going on and on and on about my place settings, and I'll tell you. I didn't like any of my colors, anything that I did, that I dyed. I love the fact that I dyed the material, especially this, the way this turned out. This is really bright, but we coffee stained it, and it turned out awesome. But I don't like any of them against the edge. So my newest thing, where's the little piece? Oh, did it fall out? The best little piece. I really loved how it toned down the turquoise when we coffee stained it. I just love that, but it brought it more on the green side, but still loved it because that turquoise just a little too bright for me. The red it toned down, and this color, but I wish I could find the little piece. This did the best, but I did not like it around the edge, even with it toned down. I just think it was just a little too much. So what I'm going to try to do on just one of them, since it painted up so well, and it did really well as far as like putting the color on it, the agave color on it, I think I'm actually going to put a ruffle on one of them. That's this dark burlap. The dark brown, chocolate brown. Y'all, look how red my cheeks are. And then I'm going to try to paint it like I did this and see if I break it up. Because I really love this. And see, against this background, I love it. It looks beautiful. But when you put it on my really dark table, the dark wood of my table, you can see this just a little bit. I wish it looked, I wish my table was really light, like, hold on. Yeah, like this color is. But it's not. It's dark. So it doesn't show the colors as well. But I wanted to show you today. You know, I had just my red napkins. And I tell you, I love to go into Walmart and you go over like where the bandana sections are. I love bandanas for napkins because number one, they're extremely soft. And, you know, and I let people eat with them. They wash easy. They do not wrinkle. They do not shrink. And, I mean, you could just slightly bump them if you want it to be completely back. But like I said, they wash really good. And when you know, wipe your face, it's a napkin. It just feels really good. And in Walmart, like where the scarves and pocketbooks and things are, they always have the best colors and they're ever changing. Shelly is from Juliet, Georgia. Hey, Sin, watch it and sprinkle. Thank you, Rosie. And South Carolina, freezing up. Oh, am I freezing up? I'm sorry if I am. We haven't started the craft, but if it starts doing that for everybody, I will go out and then come back in. But I'll tell you what I found today. This is not kind of your traditional red bandana. I thought it was really pretty. It almost looks bohemian. So I thought this would look really pretty. And I only bought one of each. And the best thing about these bandanas, they are only $1.97. So I loved this color. I can turn it around so you can see it. I like it a lot better than just a plain red. So I'm either going to go with this Or y'all, look what I found. Now, the red is not quite a stark red. It almost looks like an orange. But I think this is broken up enough. But look, y'all, it has the color in it. Now, it has some kind of bird on it. I know, not a stork, but something kind of like that on it. But, and it's a little bit, see if you see the reds, it's a little bit more on the orange side, or rust color. But y'all, I'm loving bringing this color in, and you can notice the plates you created, you put all this together. Wow, thank you, Pop. But hey, Mom, you're good, not freezing up here. Okay, good, but let me know. So like I said, I don't know about this color, but maybe, you know, at just a first glance, I just love the fact that it has the color in it that we have right here. So I can't decide. Like when I look at it, I love this, but I love this too. So I may just get both, and I'll just end up seeing which one. If somebody comes in and they're like, oh, well, that's more orange, that's not really Valentine's Day, then I'll just put that out later on when it's not Valentine's Day, and I'll put these out for Valentine's Day. But I love both. And like I said, they're $1.97. We have the napkin rings already that we made. So I just wanted y'all to see the kind of dilemma I'm dealing with now. But I finally at least decided on a napkin, and I loved these. But go into the section where, you know, you buy scarves and pocketbooks and things like that. That's where I always find them. And they always change. And like 6 months later, they'll have, you know, 20 different patterns. And they're all really soft and they wash really well. Because, you know, I put those on my table. I want everybody to use those. And, you know, they don't wrinkle like some of your napkins do where you have to press them every time. They're really a good little product for just $1.97. I like the red, it pops. Me too. I love the red better, the way it looks. I'm just like, why did y'all have to have one of those with the green on it? Because I'm thinking, I just really want to use it, but I think I'm going to get them because I like those colors together and just use it maybe in another place, like an everyday place setting. Could you glue a hairband to your wooden heart so you thread the napkin in? Then you could see all of your heart. Yes, I could. I'm having to put it to the side because it didn't quite do. When she made me the stars for the, and I wish, you know, I put everything in bins so it's not easy for me to grab, and I would show you. The star just worked out perfect. The hole in the center was just small enough. And I think maybe if we made this a little bit smaller, you know, I wouldn't have to do it to one side to be able to see it. But yes, if you could put like a ring on the bottom and the heart would sit on the top, that would be even prettier. So maybe I'll try to, you know, get like a shower ring, a clear one or something, and maybe wrap jute around it, a darker jute, because I really would like for you to see the heart. But this is just the way I told her to cut them for me, because she cut the stars for the 4th of July and they just were so perfect. They just sat there, just, you know, the little stars, and it was just the best. But I will try that because I really would like for you to see the heart too. So, all right. One other thing, and we're not going to do it on here. Mimi's wreath that I'm making for her, and you know, out of the bigger one. I went ahead and took the stuff out so our cats could lay on it. And look, they actually have like two. One's a darker one and this one's a little bit more. So I may spray paint this one. The original ones that I've done behind me had this more barnyard, darker brown red. And you don't see it at all. But I feel like I need to spray paint this one a little bit because you may see it. Because we're going to put one in the corner. We're going to do, just like we did on the smaller one, it'll just be on a larger scale. But you remember last night we discovered, who was it that told me last night? I'll think of her name in a minute. To take the shamrocks apart and see how, okay, you can see on one side, these are going to be the green when you take them apart. And you're going to see that. So if you just get, I just tried to look for a color that was really close to jute. You can even take your string in there and just kind of hold it up. I just wanted something in the brown family. But I think even if you went with darker brown, and I got like a satin finish or get a matte finish because they'll dry faster and you really don't want them to dry shiny. Like don't get a high gloss or a gloss. But that was the only thing. The red you could pretty much cover and leave the red like they were, but the green you see on the back side, it was actually brighter. On some of them it kind of came through, but I went ahead and spray painted, I laid them down and spray painted all the front. That way, when I wrap the jute around it, you're not going to see the green, because I really do think you'd be able to see that if you didn't paint them. Chalk paint would stick to that. Just at least wash something on them, or like I said, spray painting was probably the easiest thing. I looked at your table last night, very pretty. Thank you, Judy. Hold on, let me move y'all a little bit closer and I can make sure I sent y'all. I go back and read the comments, and I always think that I'm reading everything and I'm not missing, but I miss so much of what y'all say on there. I wish I had somebody here that would tell me everything you're saying. I looked at your table last night. Sprinkle. Thank you so much for sprinkling. John, the other night when we were on Sunday night, we had like over 100 people, and we had almost every state. Of course, we were missing like Hawaii and Alaska, but we were only missing out west maybe 2 or 3 states. But everybody was helping me, and we just had everybody. Vermont, we had all the East Coast covered. It was just a few out west that we did. North Dakota. All right, Maine. All right, so I just wanted to show you those, but I wasn't going to cover those tonight. Tonight, we are going to finally do the one craft that I wanted to do the very first night. And I promise y'all, this is going to be the last craft that we do with our little wrought iron. Even though I'm in love with this, and there's so many ideas that you can do. In their Valentine's Day at the Dollar Tree, they had a lot of these little signs, y'all, that will be good for you to grab 2 or 3 of them, because I probably have 3 and I haven't done anything with them for Valentine's Day, but they would be a great project for when the fall comes around, or any other project, because it's got that border that you want. The only thing is, I guess you could use the back, but you have the frame on the front, and this is written in glitter, so we're going to have to sand it a little bit. But the original project that I wanted to do was do this in the center, and then we're going to put a heart on it in the center and paint it as if the heart is part of the wrought iron gate. Now, I don't think I chipped this one up any. See, it comes in just a little bit, but if that drives me nuts, we'll cut it off. But first we've got to do is get this glitter off of here, because we have to use this side. And the glitter, you will see, no matter what kind of paint you use, you'll see the texture of the glitter, not so much the color. You need to tell Buffy to be your assistant. She can read. I know, she needs to. And listen, Neely, she had a meeting tonight, but she and I talked today, and she's getting my little extra site, Sins Crafters, ready. So look for like a little invite, you have to go on and say, hey, I want to be a member of this. That way you can post your crafts on my extra page. She started working on it, but like at 6 o'clock, she had a meeting from somebody that was on West Coast time, so she wasn't going to be able to have it ready by the time I went live tonight. But I will put a little thing on my box, or definitely talk about it tomorrow to let you know. All you have to do is just say, I want to be a part of this, and then I approve it, and that way you can post your pictures, because y'all all send me the best crafts. I love all of them, and so I want you to be able to post them, and and answer any questions if somebody has about how you did it, where you got your products from, the craft supplies, things like that. Have watched later, freezing up, thinking on my end. So excited. Have you tried sanding the glitter side? Yes, that's what I'm fixing to do, is sand it down. And I wanted to tell you, we're always talking about these blocks, and just going into Chris's tools. I found like a whole new block. But I found these. And what it looks like, y'all, is a little like palm thing. Almost like a little palm sander. And it's got Velcro on it. And you can put these different levels on it. Now, I'm really wanting to get this off. So I'm going to put like a really, really rough one on here. Oops, wrong one. But it says Gator, and if I know him, he probably got it at Walmart or Lowe's, somewhere like that. But it come in this package, and it was, he said, in the sanding department. And it's kind of like, you know, meant for smaller things. I'm pretty sure it'll do the same thing the block does, but if you want to have something that maybe will get into the corners and all that, I had it. And y'all, I despise glitter. And I'm gonna have it. This looks like really fine glitter too. It's so fine, I think I'm gonna have to wipe it. Woohoo, I'm late, but your hair looks pretty. Y'all, I've got the funniest story to tell you about my hair. So I got home today. You see I got my comfy clothes on. Got home today, and y'all, you know, I got like time problems where like all this stuff I want to do all the time, I don't have time to do it. So like things like shaving your legs gets put on hold for a while, and you know, it's like so super sad. So today when I got home, I actually had nothing to do in between getting home from work at around 3:30, 3:45 till tonight. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna wash the gray out my hair, I'm gonna shave my legs, I'm gonna relax in the tub. It's just gonna be awesome. Well, you know, I get my little box out, get my little brush, and I'm, you know, getting the gray out my hair and just painting it on the places that I need it. I'm just like, I mean, I'm gonna be able to show my hair. It's gonna look so good tonight. I go to get in the bathtub. I'm putting all kind of bubble bath in it. I have left my phone at work. Now, get me wrong, I'm not one of those people who has to live on my phone, but I don't have paper books anymore. I read on my telephone because, you know, I have like one of those pluses, so you know, it's not really small. So I don't know if you're a reader in the tub and you don't have your book. So I mean, I'd already put the stuff in my hair, had it up, looked like, I don't even know what to tell you, looked like black stuff all on my face. And I realized I have left my phone at work. Nobody is home. We don't have a home phone anymore, so I can't really call Chris. He's in town and say, hey, can you stop by work and bring my phone home? No way to call anybody. Buffy and him are in town. So I'm like, I had the stuff in my hair, so I had to get in the bathroom. So I'm just laying there, looking at the walls, no book, nothing to read. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and shave my legs. Shave my legs, which does take a long time because I'm tall and they were, you know, I might as well have put the chainsaw to them. It was really bad. Well, I shaved my legs. I'm talking about I'm shaving all kind of place, trying to waste time. Could not have been 20 minutes. So then I'm like, well, I start letting the water out because, you know, I'm not going to sit and shave leg water. So, you know, I'm putting fresh soda on. You know, of course, I start like, oh, I'm just going to wash my tub while I'm in here, you know, and washing the tub, another 5 minutes maybe. So finally, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, it cost me $6 for this box or whatever. I said, I'm fixing to rinse this stuff out my hair and I'll just have to redo it. But at least one of my goals to shave my legs was done. So I get out, Chris and Buffy are still not home. And you know, I have no idea where they are because, you know, you have no way to communicate with anybody. And, you know, my hair's wet. So finally I just, you know, I got my pajama pants on, my little relaxed shirt I got on right now. And I'm like, I put some bedroom shoes on, at least brush my wet hair, head to town. I'm like, I'm just going to have to show up at the church to pick my phone up and pray nobody is there because I have my pajama clothes on. Nobody was there, thank goodness, but my phone wasn't there. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So at least at the church, there's a phone. And I call Buffy, and I call my phone. And she answers it, and she's laughing, going, "Hello, Cynthia's phone." And I'm like, "Where are you? You have my phone." Well, my boss called her when I left it at work, and they went by and picked it up. So that's why my hair is just kind of, it's like light brown because it was not on there but a few minutes. So probably about 4 days from now, all my gray will be back if I don't go get a whole nother box. I bought a cloth Easter basket with a cute bunny face on it at Dollar Tree. Don't know what it'll make with it, but it's very cute. When I went a couple of days ago into the Dollar Tree, they had a little bit of Easter out, just a couple of things, like the little eggs that are not plastic, but kind of like cardboard. They had some little chick and bunnies in a, you know, the little wooden chick and bunny, like you would make an ornament size out of them. They had those out, and a couple of like necklaces and stuff. But that's the only thing so far for Easter that they have out. Hey, Cynthia. But so right now, yeah, my hair does look kind of like, ooh, you know, I washed it all out. A couple of days from now, that 20 minutes that it was on there, that's probably going to wash out. So that was my relaxing. I love you. I had myself a spa day myself. Yes. If I would have had my phone, I probably would still be in the bathtub about 20 minutes before I went on here. And but I got out, but they were all glad because I cooked supper. And they were like, "Ooh, what you cooking?" I'm like, "Cooking, I'm done." So by the time they got home, everything was already done. So Chris was kind of glad that I forgot my phone because I got so much done because I had to get out of the bathtub. I went today to our Dollar Tree out of the 3 hanging tinsel hearts, but I did find the sanding block she talked about good. Even one of Gina, the one who brought me my finger protectors, she went to the one that's about 20 minutes away, and she said that they had the shamrock hearts, but they didn't have any more of the small hearts either. So I hate that because that was pretty cool, but at least we have the little tiny one, so I'm really happy. All right, I sanded this. I scratched a lot of the heart, but I'm not too worried about the scratches because as much as I'm worried about the, and it's really fine glitter, so if you get in the same one, just know that can happen. But like if you decoupage something on it, I would at least get a little bit of the glitter off because it may make your decoupage not lay flat, but you wouldn't have to do it as much as I have. All right, we're gonna paint the back our plaster white, and then we're gonna leave the edges. I want to do a little bit darker, like with antiquing it, actually a paint. But let me get a little thing out. See, I'm here running my mouth, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do this." Look, it's been 20 minutes, and all I've done is some sanding. Y'all got to yell at me on there. I'm just telling y'all about how my life, I don't want to shave my legs. I hate it. That's like the worst thing for me. I think when I was young, I wasn't one of those die hard, I gotta shave my legs. And see, even as much as I sand it, I can still see it, the texture of it a little bit through here. But because it's not gonna be anything flat, I'm actually gonna put something on the top of it. Maybe we'll do a couple of coats, and I'm not gonna worry about it as much. But if I was just putting something on here that was flat, I would probably need to sand it a little bit more. But I think it's really just the texture of like the glue that was actually holding the glitter on too. Hey, from Kansas, went to 2 Dollar Tree stores, no foil pans with the holes. You know, when I was in my store, they had like 3 or 4 stacks of the cookie sheets, the regular cookie sheets. And I kept thinking, gosh, I can't believe they don't have the kebab trays. And finally, the last grouping that I picked up halfway through, I saw them under there. So I'm not saying you didn't look, but I had to actually hunt at mine for it. And normally they have stacks of it. But I started thinking today, I think I'm going to cut a heart out of one of them. And they had some really cute mesh that I picked up for, I'm not really a big mesh fan, for Valentine's Day. I don't know if you remember the burlap jute colored mesh that we bought that had the little pieces of cotton in it in the fall. Well, the one of the Dollar Tree's little pink meshes have like little pink, white, almost like little pom-poms in it. And I did pick up a couple of little rolls of that. So I may cut a heart out of the ones in the hole, and maybe tomorrow we'll do a little bit of a little one like that with a little bit of color in it. Because it was really cute. Instead of like little pieces of cotton, though, it's almost like little pieces of, you know, the stuff the popcorn stuff they shoot on the ceilings. It's almost like just a texture like that, but it's actually in the mesh. Craft stuff is selling out everywhere. Yeah, I think a lot of people are crafting, and it's like they pick and choose what they're sending to stores. Because I'll tell you, some people do a craft. I watched a really cute craft last night with these little shadow box houses. Super, super cute. And she even looked at the Dollar Tree up there, and she said they didn't have those little houses. But I don't know if other crafters do it, but I do like to save my material. Like, say I've got like 2 or 3 of these, and I save 2 of them. Say this summer, I'm like, I'll say, I got this from Valentine's Day. They may not have them, but this is what I'm using. But sometimes some crafters will just say, I got this from the Dollar Tree, and they won't say, I got it last year from the Dollar Tree, and I'll go hunting for it, and I'll finally message them about, you know, what department did they find it in the Dollar, and they're like, oh, I got it last year. And so I'm like, well, say you got it last year so I don't go hunting for it. Stopped by the Dollar Tree on my way home, of Michigan, and found cute burlap Easter ribbon, but only 1 roll. Oh, they haven't put any ribbon out at our Dollar Tree at all. Saw that house craft too, but haven't found the houses. Yeah, Jen, was that not the cutest thing? I almost thought about I could find a lot of them and do down the middle of my table. But she said she didn't even see a blank place for them. But she did find them on the internet. And if I were to do the craft that I need, I would probably like to order like 15 of them off the, you know, just straight from DollarTree.com, because I don't want to go in somewhere and take all of the ones they have in there. If I think I'm going to get a lot of something, I will go on the website, because you can sometimes that you only have to buy 12 of them, or you have to buy 20, and I'll just give them away or something. But yes, if she couldn't find them there either. But that craft was so, so cute. Makes such good stuff. One of my Dollar General stores said they still haven't got any Valentine stuff. No, the Carolina Pottery, when I went in there, was it last Saturday? They still had not gotten any Valentine's Day ribbon. And, you know, in Waynesboro, that's kind of what happened in the fall. We really didn't get anything fall. And then Halloween was really good, and Christmas was really good. And it's like right now, Valentine's Day was so-so, and Easter. I hope this is not the only Easter we're going to get, because, I mean, they really had like one end. And on the wall, they're already putting up all kind of summer pots and cutting like little shovels. You plant all their summer planting yard stuff. And I'm thinking, where are you going to put the Easter? You're not going to have any Easter? You know, and so I don't know. Hey, from North Carolina. Okay, so that's going to be our background. I really want to, and y'all see that one little curve down here at the bottom where it's not straight? I think that's just going to irritate me. So I think I'm going to get this other little piece where I can cut it straight. And I'm going to leave it whole. I'm actually going to leave this little piece because I actually want it to look like a wrought iron gate. So I want to to have the little spike on it and have like all the little extras. All right, hold on. Take this spike off. And there's one other thing I want to do with this, but not a little project. It'll be a big project, and I need one of those big pieces of foam. Foam boards, like the 4 foot by 8 foot piece. I need like a big piece for the other project that I want to do. So I'm saving my other 2 little pieces that I got for that. And I don't know how to explain it to you, so I'm gonna print out a picture of what I want. What I want to make with them usually cost you like anywhere from $50 to $150 when you buy them. So I'm hoping that I can make them out of this and that foam board, which is only like $11 for a sheet. And I probably could make, you know, 2 out of just those materials. So I'm just gonna try. It may not turn out good. My Dollars General doesn't have any St. Patrick stuff. I haven't went into the Dollar General. Okay, I'm gonna set this at the bottom, but I want the edge darker. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And this craft is not gonna take that long. You know, I've been keeping y'all on here way too long this past week. It took like 3 hours to upload one of my videos to YouTube that was like 2 hours long. Okay. All right, now we're going to take this and make it darker. That is the one that's not open. All right. All right, sprinkle. Thank you so much, Kay, for sprinkling it. Hey, Sam from Arizona. All right, somebody out west. Our Dollar Tree doesn't have any Valentine's Day stuff. Really? Y'all, and I see some like when crafters go in a store and they videotape, and there was this one Dollar Tree store one time on it, and I was like, I want to move there specifically. This store was like a mall, and it was their Dollar Tree. I was like, I'm so jealous. You know, ours will have stuff, but nothing like this store. All right, y'all, I just really want this dark. And this is not wood, so, I mean, stain will stain anything, but it's like that pressed, let me see, is that a piece of wood? No, it's like the pressed cardboard, but it does have little grooves in it like it's supposed to be wood. So sometimes when you get stuff like this, you know, you're going to have to paint it, make it look like wood. It's just not going to stain and get to the color you want it just by putting a little bit of paint on it, like those little tiny wood pieces we get. Those actually are real wood. But I'm going to start putting a notebook out here because there's some stuff I need to send and give away to y'all that I can't put all this stuff up. And next year it's just going to be more stuff. So why I want to hold on to it till next year. And then I want to keep a tally of what my table is costing me. So far right now we've got $8 plus 4. We've got $12 in the plates. Probably about $5 in the napkin rings. And the burlap was $3.99 a yard, and I didn't use quite 2 yards, but I'm gonna put the price down for 2 yards. But in that, we've got plates, napkin rings, placemats, and it'll be $16 for my napkins because they're $1.96, $2 for, and I'll have to get 8 of them. But I thought I really had just about all the colors and I wouldn't have to buy any napkins. And I wouldn't if I just used the plain red, but that was probably some of the first napkins I bought in that kind of line. They just get too wrinkled, and the little tassels on the end, you have to iron each one, every time you use them and wash them. Even when you lay them out, you don't dry them, and I hate using those. So I hate having to count the napkins because I was like, I'm going to do this table for like, under $25. Which other crafters get good ideas but boring to watch? You make us laugh. You're so sweet. Some of them are really funny. But some people do like record theirs and it goes really quick. If I don't have a lot of time, I do like to watch those. But I like doing the live because I don't like to craft alone. All right. I'm just going to put just a little skosh of black on this because I want it even darker than this. And we have the black in the iron. All right, that's like a little too black. Let's see if I can rub it out with my finger. Yes. That black's getting down in those like little fake wood grooves, and I'll make y'all laugh talking about shaving my legs. Nobody's in here because Chris would die if he knew I told y'all that. I want to shave my legs. Who wants to shave their legs? I hate it. I'm like that little thing somebody posted. My niece, I think, is the one that posted it, and she said, I wish your legs were like trees. When they lose all their leaves in the wintertime, your legs, the hair didn't grow in the wintertime. Hey, Nikki. A little skosh. Yeah, a skosh. You remember, what I tell you, something to talk about with Julia Roberts. Her grandmother would say that when she was filling up her drink. She's going to want it all the way to the top, but you're filling up. She goes, just a skosh more. Just a skosh more. Until it's all the way to the top. I love that. And that movie, I've always used that since she said that, a skosh more. Because that is the funniest movie ever. If you have not watched it, you've got to watch it. All right. And why did I put that up? That's just a little too starky for me. I got some on there. Gosh, I had this problem last night. My fingers are too fat to get in the corner. I'm not worried about the center because at least the little wrought iron will, make that not so stark. And I'm just taking some of this like little antiquing, and I'm using this brush because my little chubby finger won't get in the corner all that well. And if it doesn't work, we'll take a little piece of paper and decoupage it on here if I don't like this stark background. Like tear this on the edges and put it right in the center. Okay. Between, hold on, I missed what you said. Just tuning in, so what you're making tonight. Dolores, we are making one more sign. It's going to be kind of wrought iron. looking. Okay, 2 fingers, Chris. Between doing my housework, keeping up with my granddaughter, and watching you at night, my chin hairs are starting to grow. Did you hear me, Bubby? I was talking about there's not enough hours in the day. And I am no morning person. You know, I bless you people who get up in the morning and have a old big productive day for lunch. Bless you, because I am not a morning person. I'd rather stay up really late and then getting stuff done at 12 o'clock at night and sleep in. What's the name of the movie? Rhonda, it's called Something to Talk About. It's got, y'all, who we say it was? Dennis Quaid? Was it Dennis Quaid? And Julia Roberts in it, and they filmed it in Savannah. It's got the girl that, oh gosh, what was her name, y'all? She's the sister is hilarious too. Judy, yes. I mean, Charmaine, I am not a morning person. Steel Magnolias. No, that's not what it is. Steel Magnolias is hilarious, but A Skosh More is Something to Talk About. And it has to do, is it Robert Duvall? Is her dad in it? Y'all, it's every character in it. I mean, Julia Roberts is good, but she's not the funny one. Her sister's funny in it. The grandmother is hilarious. The daddy and the mama, like the daddy cheats on the mama, and she catches her husband cheating on her at like the beginning of the movie. And the whole thing is her like having to struggle about that. But all the funny stuff is, you know, like her grandmama tells her to poison him. So she poisoned. I don't even know how to explain it. You've got to watch this movie though, and it's about, gosh, it's got to be 20 years old. It's in the 90s. I know. Yeah. Kyra Sedgwick, that's her sister in the movie. It's hilarious. It's so funny. Like the dad's outside, like when finally the mama's like, she wants her daughter to stand up for her, so her mama's like standing up to the daddy because he's like a cheater too. And they lock him out the house, so he's outside. And he's going to the bathroom beside a tree, and the mama's like, what is he out there doing? And the daughter's like marking his territory because he's going to the bathroom on a tree. It's just so funny. And it's so, so good that the women's club, yeah, when she stood up, yeah, she gets really, I don't even know by then if she's been drinking or whatever. She's like, she does all the things a mom should do, but she's like kind of, you know, not taking care of herself as far as like making herself happy. And she's just run ragged. Like she's all in charge of the PTA, and she's just, you know, she's just a good person, but her marriage is just kind of falling apart. But yeah, she stands up at like the PTA or whatever meeting it was, a women's club meeting, and says she just wants to know if there's anybody else that has slept with her husband. It is hilarious. I'm going to try to look it up on demand. Buffy, pull up on your phone and pull up Something to Talk About with Julia Roberts and see what it's streaming on. I'll get Buffy to check it out. I ask them all the time. All right. So we need our heart. Oh, I've got them over here. I need to learn to run in my mouth and talk and craft at the same time. Okay, I've got 2 sizes. I got these from Hobby Lobby, y'all. I don't know if they have any more. They had several when I went in there. I'm thinking this is going to be my size, and we're going to kind of texture it a little bit with my glue gun, so it'll look, and paint it to look just like this, because I think this one's just, I mean, it's not terrible, and I probably could get away with that. I probably could get away with either doing both of them or both sizes. You can rent it on Amazon. Yeah. Amazon Prime. So nothing streaming it for free if you have Netflix or anything. She says you have to rent it on Amazon Prime, which I rent movies on there all the time. I mean, it's just like when you used to go rent movies at the Blockbuster, so, or whatever it's called. Betty White, the grandmother. I don't know. It's not, Betty White's not the grandmother. I want to say she's the older lady that was maybe in Driving Miss Daisy crazy. Driving Miss Daisy. I think that's the grandmother. Or she kind of looks like her. She may be the older lady on Fried Green Tomatoes. No, it's not Betty White, but I'll have to. I've seen her in a lot of things, but I can't. You know, I'm not good with names. Okay. So I'm thinking, is it going to be easier for me to distress it when it's on here? All right, let me scuff it up just a little bit because of the porous things, how we have to glue it down. I'm scared if I sand it on here, it'll kind of pull it a little loose. So I'm just going to scuff it up. And I can still rub my finger on it to put a little distressing on here. And this looks really convenient, but I guarantee you're probably going in and buying those little sheets. It probably is real cheap. But it is Velcro, so I can cut up like the little circle pieces you have. Just cut it and stick it on there. Like the little palm sander, electric palm sander. Or buying it by the sheet and cut it up. I think that would be smarter than probably going and buying these little bitty things. Are probably not cheap like I like to be cheap. Like dollar store cheap. But it is kind of, you know, having to get on the side of stuff. Not too bad. Gosh, what's this? I think she's been on, the old lady's kind of been on some scary movies before. But I think she is the Driving Miss Daisy lady. Or somebody like that. She is hilarious in it. Now, it does have some bad words. So now if you get it and they say some bad words, you don't come up here and say, I told you to watch a movie. Because it does have bad words in it, but they're hilarious. Because it's just this little old lady saying it. I'm thinking about another one, I guess. Yeah, yeah, Betty White, she is not the grandmother in it. But you know, she pulls her hair back and she's just a skosh more. I can see her face saying that. The mother was the lady that played in The Notebook. Yes. She plays, what's her name when she gets older, when they're in like the home later on? Yes, that's the mother. Huh? Yeah, Allie, but when Allie gets older is who plays Julia Roberts' mother. Yeah, see, I don't know. Jenna Reynolds. See, I don't know any of their names. I just usually know what movies they've been in. But yeah, I'm telling you, y'all, it's a great movie. It's hilarious. You will not, in the southern part is really funny too. And it's all filmed in Savannah. You know, the scenery is beautiful because the family, and she works for her family. They raise and like show horses. You know, they like jump around on those like what do you call those things when they jump across those poles, and you know, like show horses. And that's what her family does. I can't remember what he does. He's like a lawyer or something, the husband. But it's so funny. We talked about this a few months ago, this movie. And at Buffy, I don't think you've ever seen it, have you? I mean, it's something I'll let Buffy watch. She likes older movies. What movie, Jan? Something to Talk About with Julia Roberts in it that was filmed in Savannah. But it's an older movie. Like I said, it's probably late 90s, maybe. But it's funny because she does poison him in the movie. I mean, he lives and he's okay, but he gets real sick and you know, and it's just really funny. He throws up. She has to take him to the emergency room. Awesome. Yes, it is an awesome movie. I watched it after we talked about it. Yes, Sherry, it is so funny. Okay, so we've got our little gate so far. Now, I mean, if you wanted to go so far as to put like things in the background, like if you found like a, you know, a bag or something that had like a pretty little Victorian house or some kind of house that looks like it's from Baton Rouge or Louisiana, because they have a lot of that stuff there, that would be really pretty. Now, I'm going to do a slight little... And this is when it, just like I told you the other day. This is when, like, if you have like a low temp, little tiny hot glue gun, it makes doing stuff like this better. Because my hot glue gun gets so hot, it tends to flatten out. You know, and you can't do that much texture, and then you have to put so much on it. But we can, and hot glue, especially with chalk paint's really easy too. So all I did was just kind of do my glue all over it. Not too much. You see there's no major humps. Just enough to give it that texture, because even though it's fake, the wrought iron still has like a little bit of texture to it. So we kind of, we want our heart to get as close as we can to it. And then we're going to paint it to match that. I mean, you could paint it red, but I really want it to look like it's part of the gate itself. And then we're going to put a cute little bow on it. And we may even put some color in that bow. Y'all, I love a glue gun. Look, it's already dry. It's the best. Oh, awesome movie. When the dad punches the doctor, yeah, because he told me I had nice hips. Isn't that what she tells him? Her, like when she goes to the doctor. Oh, because the grandmother fakes like she's having a heart attack or something. So the doctor comes and she knows that the doctor thinks the mama, Julia Roberts' mama, is really pretty. And she had already told her husband that he thought she had nice hips or something. And so when the doctor comes out the door, the daddy, they've locked the daddy out, and he punches him like he's trying to take his wife from him or something. It's just, there's not a moment in it that's not hilarious. Now, you kind of feel sad at moments, like when her and her husband are kind of going through problems, but all the other stuff is hilarious. Okay. Now, we got to get all in these little cracks. I'm trying not to put that much on it, but I'm going to have to, because I've got to get down all in those little grooves. But we're still going to take a little bit of the white and make us some gray like this, and distress it just a little bit with some gray. And this was the original project that I wanted to do the night that I saw the X and the O in it. Because I don't think for Valentine's Day we've done anything in a frame, like any kind of like really little hanger. I know we did the little house, but it was kind of just on a piece of plank wood. Okay, there we go. So see, it has nice, good texture to it. And it's still a little wet. And it'll probably dry. This is chalk paint, but remember your glue is kind of shiny, so it's probably not going to be as chalky as if, you just had it on a piece of wood or paper or something. All right. Yeah, so that's looking good. So let's get out a little I already have the black on my, and I'm just making a little bit of gray, because when I scratch this up, it kind of brings a little bit of gray out in it. So, I need to be a little bit, that's a little too much water. My brush was a little too dry. Watch the also maybe when the dad punches. Hey Karen, how are you? All right, and I got a little bit. Last night we put a lot of distressing like in the center, and then what I did was I just was putting a little bit on there, and as it touched down, that way we've got a little bit of shadowing and stuff inside, but it's not a whole lot. It's just the right amount for me. And of course, you know, I'm going to add a little bit more. Because you never can have enough shadows, I reckon. Okay. Okay. So, here we go. We've got that texture. And the other day, remember when you said if you had like a real pretty, what is that? What is that? A mosquito? If you had like a key, that would be real pretty to put a key in, since we're really kind of making it look like a gate. That would be really pretty. All right. So let's glue this down. Let me see exactly where I want it. Do I want it right in the center or a little bit closer to the top? Yeah, I'll put it. Looking good. I'm loving it. And shop shirt is just a man on a horse, baby. She passed away 2013. Yeah, just a man on a horse. I'm telling you, I'd even forgotten that. Say, I need to watch it again, and I'll rent it, and Buffy and I'll watch it. Maybe I'll remember, because yeah, when the grandmother, when, you know, she's made her husband leave, the old Julia Roberts' mama. You know, he gets up on a horse and he's riding, you know, and he looks really good. And the grandma looks at her and says, just a man on a horse. Like, meaning, you know, calm down. He's just a man. But yes, they're all so funny. Okay, we got us some jute. But I know that's too thick to put our beads on. But, you know, I'm wondering, y'all, like when we got all these beads at Christmas time, remember? We got the black and white. And I've never used any black. They're kind of shiny, but I can change that. And, you know, we could put a little wash on them. They won't be so shiny. I know I don't like the white and black together. I think that kind of would take away from it. Don't you kind of think? I don't know. But I do have this white, and it's just the exact same. But I do have the brown, and we have brown and black in here. You know, I like it, you know, kind of alternating colors. Look how red my cheeks are. We'll try it. If it's not pretty, then we don't have to do it. All right. I'm gonna need a lot more, because I'm only going to take the black ones off of here. I didn't feel like, I like getting the beads that you don't have to paint. If we did all three. No, just a man on a horse. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. But I haven't watched it in forever either. Is there anybody here who has, or is there anybody else that slept with my husband? Okay, that's too many, so we need about half of that. And the sister says something I can never repeat. When she first decides she wants to go on a date with somebody else, the sister says, it's hilarious. I can't repeat it, but it's hilarious too. The sister is really funny too, because she's like single. You know, she doesn't have any kids. She still kind of lives in like one of the like bunk houses with her parents. You know, she's dating all the time, and she's trying to give her dating advice, because, you know, she's having to, you know, when do you get back out there after you and your, you know, and she's just hilarious too. Because then she feels guilty. You know, she says, I have nothing to feel guilty about. But she does. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. Okay. And the reason why I'm cutting it so far back here is I'm going to string these other beads back on here, the white ones, because I don't need them. And these strings make it so easy to keep up, you know, like to store them all together. I've said that like a lot, but it really does. Because when they're loose, you have to dig them out and find colors that match. And if you keep them on this string, you can put them all in the same little bucket and they don't mix up. And you just have to remember to cut the string longer so you can tie it back around, you know, at the end. It's starting to come apart. Brown and black. That's what I'm thinking too. And if it doesn't look all that great, because I have some material over here that I'm gonna rag a little bit to make the little rag bow. The other night, I don't think I got to it to show y'all. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. All right, one of the other ones must have hit the road, but it's okay. When I was looking at the material, I saw this black, and it has flowers on it, but I just thought it would make the prettiest plate. So I bought it, because even if I don't use it for that, I don't know why. You know, I love black. Decorating with anything black. Black, check, gingham, anything. But here's the material. It was just so pretty. The color is just beautiful. And it's, you know, black still dominates the whole thing. The flowers are really small in it. So I got that and this. And then just some plain, what do you call that stuff? Canvas, which is kind of, you know, an off-white. And I thought I'm going to make some bunnies out of it for Easter. But I wanted a color that, like this, that I thought I would put up in my house instead of, because y'all, I'm really a boring, y'all probably think it's boring colors, but I just, you know, I really like I would use this a whole lot more. Good evening. What was for supper? I had, I made some homemade chicken Alfredo with like real mozzarella, heavy cream, fresh pressed garlic. Like I said, y'all, because I didn't stay in the shower, I got out and cooked a big meal for them. Let's do this. Just so it's not so perfect, I'm gonna do 2 of each. So it's not so candy cane stripe tight. And then I had some linguine noodles I boiled. Ate so much that I'm talking about right before I hit play, I just kind of sat here for a second. I was like, my stomach kind of hurts, because I tend to eat to clean my plate instead of eat to get full. And I made, like, I put all these noodles on it, then I put a whole chicken breast on it. And then I put all that, just like the cheese and the garlic and Alfredo and the Parmesan, just all on top of it. I made some chicken and dumplings, but I tell you what I did eat. And as I opened up the tomatoes and feta cheese and just was eating it out the container as I was cooking. And y'all, the raw onions, the purple onion in it, red onion, whatever you want to call it, It's not something I don't think you could eat really fast. Like when I tell you, sometimes I make it and immediately eat it. It's got to soak in for a while. And last night it probably been about 3 hours. But it's like the red onion absorbs so much of the cheese and the olive oil that it actually discolored the onion. And I think I could eat just the onions and the feta cheese if I didn't have any tomatoes. It was just a great flavor. That was just like a perfect thing. So I will never make it again without putting red onion in it. It was really good. And I would have never thought to put that in. I mean, I love onions, but I would have, I mean, it didn't take away from it. It just added it, and it wasn't too much. It was just perfect. So that's why I'm determined I'm going to try this banana sandwich. Even Suzanne was saying tonight, that sounds gross. And I'm like, listen, you know how people look at us when we say we love a tomato sandwich? They're like, oh my gosh, that's so gross. I'm not going to knock it until I try it. That's my new thing. I don't think it'll be, I think in my mind, I'm thinking that it won't be like the worst thing I ever put in my mouth. It's just not going to be my cup of tea. But, you know, it may be like I'm a tomato sandwich and banana sandwich eating person forever. All right, let me hold this really tight. And y'all, I kind of like that. It's not so much striped, but I did 2 of the black and 2 of the brown. I'm gonna pull that really tight. What is that, Buffy? Oh, you cooking something? What do you got in the oven?
I'm making boiled eggs.
For what?
For tomorrow, making eggs.
Oh, okay. She had the timer on the oven set, but she's boiling eggs. Why am I not getting that close? I'm having to keep knotting it because I'm not getting close as I want to the bead. It still has this, darn it. Hold on. Maybe I'm going to, I don't know. I think before I've put a little glue on it, but I don't care if I have to sit here and just keep making that part shorter and shorter and the knot huge. I don't like it. If you don't do it tight when you hang it up, the beads separate when it's on the hook, and I cannot stand that. Okay. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue in there, and I'm going to push that way. And tie this one more time tighter down here because it's like probably a millimeter. And this is really light, even though it's like a frame. It's not quite as light as some of the other stuff we've had, but I think a smaller command hook is still gonna hold that. Okay. Now it still has the little staples of where the other one was. Let me see if I like it right there. I think I did a longer, I think I'm gonna do it a little bit outside of that just because I made a longer hanger than what was on it. It's really only 8:30. You did good. Okay. Let me get a little piece of, what am I doing? Okay. And this, I'm just putting a ribbon on the back of it because it just gives the glue something else to stick to, and it won't slide off in case you pull it too hard or anything like that. And then I'll cut the jute. You could put a Jenga block back there too. This is so thin though, the Jenga block may make it stick out a little bit, but I think it would still hold it too. Just anything back here. I mean, if you had like a little piece of cardboard. I'm gonna put the knot in the back just because I don't want you to see the knot. Because my knots are not all that pretty. Banana and peanut butter is good. Mayo makes me gag. Now, I love some mayonnaise. Like, I was thinking tonight, if I wouldn't have made that Alfredo, I have not had potato salad in forever. Homemade potato salad with like a good fresh boiled egg in it. Because I despise store-bought. So if you're not from the South and you don't make potato salad, the only one you've ever tried is not homemade, that is not what homemade tastes like. When you buy it in those little containers. I don't even know what that's called, but it's not real potato salad. And my sisters can make really good potato salad. But Chris doesn't eat tomato salad because she doesn't eat mayonnaise. Okay, I really like that. I don't think the alternating, you know, the black from the brown would have been terrible, but this just kind of broke it up just a little bit where it's not so striped. He's so bad. I'm making faces at me behind the camera. Do you have a Michael's near you? You should see the things that Aaron got with Lizzie and Aaron from Michael's for the $5. Somebody sent me a message saying Michael's has these boxes for $5, and I guess maybe you don't get to see what's in them and then you buy them, but it's not close. I mean, it's close, but I rarely go to Augusta. It takes me like 45 minutes to get there, and I just went the other day. But I think that's a really cool idea. We need your potato salad recipe. I'll get it from my sister. I can make it. Mine, I usually tend to cook the potatoes too long and they kind of mash, but my sisters can make it where they will stay perfectly diced up. Even after they stir it up, and it's just to die for. It is so, so good. It ain't potato salad, is it? It ain't. That store-bought stuff is not potato salad. And I think if you've never had homemade and you try it store-bought and you're like, just like, I don't know what these Southern people are talking about, this potato salad is gross, just know that is not real potato salad. Just like the store-bought coleslaw is not real coleslaw. That, right, homemade potato salad is the best. Yes, homemade, you can't beat homemade. And it's not hard. Like I said, you got to just get down that perfection of, you know, boiling the potatoes just long enough where you can still stir everything up and they don't mush. Mine tends to kind of mush, but it still tastes the same. It just doesn't look as pretty as theirs does. All right, so we're going to rag a little bit of this material. And like I said, they didn't have in mine, and I think they usually do in Walmart. They just happen to be out, but it's just like the plain like canvas. And I didn't probably distress this as much as canvas, but I think it's still going to make a pretty rag. And we're going to do just like a little messy bow, but we're going to do it with this material instead of, you know, and I kind of want to, let's see, am I ragging it the right way? No, I'm going the wrong way, but I'm still going to pull it on off. Okay. There we go. And y'all look how that canvas, just how it rags, just perfect. I think that is going to be a good little size. I don't want it too big because I don't want to cover up any of the, and we'll do about 4 of these, and then the color we'll do a little bit more. Gosh, it just rags so perfect. Okay. All that, those little bitty strips. But I'll clip that. I really like canvas. It paints really well. Like you can decoupage it on stuff. So it's good to kind of keep some of this all the time. And they usually do sell it where you can buy like already a yard cut. But they just didn't have, they had some, but it just wasn't, it was kind of a little too much on the white side for what I wanted. I wanted it to be like a true canvas color. Okay. All right, let's see. I like my taters with a little mustard anyway, but unless you've had Southern real tater salad, a person doesn't know what they're missing. You really don't. Do you miss your nephew's comment? Grant and Ryan miss and love you. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that, Melissa. Sometimes I miss. I went back and looked the other day when we were making the food. Remember I held up those like little tongs and I said, I think I got this for maybe a wedding present. Well, April Campbell was on here and she said, I gave them to you for Christmas 20 years ago. She said she couldn't remember. I had missed that comment totally. But because I would have said, I wish you could remember where you got them from because eventually mine are going to wear out. But no, I'm sorry I missed it. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Grant. Don't forget the onions. Only a dab of mustard. Yeah, you only need a dab just to kind of give it that little color. But, you know, I'm like that about my egg salad, too. You have to put just a dab of mustard in it, too. I think it just kind of puts that little bit of vinegar in there because, you know, mustard is made mostly out of vinegar. That's a little too short. I'm going to have to make it. Oh, it was folded. Okay. No. I don't know if I'm going to need more. Yes, I didn't see Lizzie and Aaron's about the Michaels, but I did see somebody sent me a comment like, and if I was going back to Augusta, I would go back because I guess maybe they you buy a box for $5 and you just get some pretty cool stuff in it. Y'all, this is so pretty. I love that. I mean, I would try to get a place where it had mostly black. But could you imagine that on top of my and you could probably bring some of that green in for napkins like in the summertime. I think that's very pretty. So I think this is going to be my next plate project. Or at least one of them. And the only reason why I'm taking this edge off and not using it is because where they cut it is not ragged on one end. So I'm cutting it and then it's already, see it's got that little rag effect on it, and then I'm going to take the next strip. And of course I cut that one a little wide. Hold on. But I like watching them. And I feel so bad for them sometimes because they have so many followers and so many people watching them live. And it's like once every 2 or 3 months, they have some crazy person get on there and make just these crazy comments. Like the other day, she had Mexican jumping beans or something. And this woman got all offended and, you know, instead of just saying, okay, like if I ever offend anybody, just don't watch me anymore. Don't say anything negative. I mean, this woman like really said something negative and mean, or I'm reporting you to Facebook. I mean, I think these people do that stuff for a living. You know, they like, you know, that's like their living. And they, it was just, and it's like, I can remember in the fall, she made like a little container. She likes the wine in a box, and she made like a little craft that she could put her wine box in for her kitchen. And this one woman just lost it on her and told her she was promoting drinking, and it was just, I felt so bad for them, but I think that's what comes along. I mean, I really love it when we have a lot of people on here, but when I say they have a lot, they'll have like 2,000 people watching them do their live. And, you know, the comments are just scrolling or whatever. And I miss the woman acting all crazy on them. The trolley woman. Let me put this polka dot on the bottom. I'm going to break up the black with the canvas. I missed it, but the next day, you know, they have to come on there and use a whole night of their craft to tell these Looney Tune people that if you don't like what we're doing, don't threaten us. just don't watch us anymore. And that does make sense. If anybody ever says, you know, anything, I mean, what happened to just turn around and going the other way? I mean, so many people, I think they like threatened they were going to report them, and it was just very unnecessary. Like I said, I wasn't on there. I'm just getting like the replay from them. And I think that's a little too black to have this one on top. It's just a little bit stark black, and we kind of distressed that. So what I'm going to do is put this in a total different order and put the little black and white on the top. Okay. So here, here. But that's what kind of happens when you get really big. I guess the crazies just come out. And I use Painter's Canvas drop cloths for crafting all the time. Rhonda, it really is good. Some people just like creating drama sad because they must have sad lives. Yeah, it's a sad world. Yeah, it is. Like I said, if somebody, you know, ever did anything, or even if I don't like their craft and I think it's ugly, or that's just not the craft that night for me, you just leave. You know, I mean, you got that block, or I'm not gonna be your friend anymore button. Just use that. I mean, and like I said, I think, you know, they were kind of threatening them, like, we're gonna turn you into Facebook, that you're like some racist people, and I think they really do. They sell a lot of clothes and like shirts and craft boxes, and I think they do make a living off of it. They have a blog and all kind of stuff, and so I mean, it was kind of like they were like, oh, we're gonna tell, you know, which they have a lot of great followers, so I mean, I don't think it's gonna hurt them in the long run, but it's just, I mean, just why do you have to get on there and threaten somebody's livelihood too? It just seemed, I'm hoping this is gonna be long enough. Because I like to get it really, really tight. And it's a cute little bow. Maybe next time we'll do one where we'll do cloth and ribbon and some jute string all together. So I think it's going to be perfect up here. And we can even probably take, trying to think if I have a little bitty heart that I can put in there, or a bead or something. I thought I already had some hearts open, but I think even a little bead would look really cute right there. Let me see if I can find a, thought I had a box with hearts already open. Oh, and here's the mesh I was telling you about. It has like little polka dots in it. All right, well, here's a bead. We'll just put a bead in the center of it. But of course, I'd rather have a brown one. And didn't the brown one fall on the floor? Instead of untying that knot, give me just a second to see a brown one. So we're all done, and it only took us an hour tonight. Nope. Which with the brown, I mean, the black looks cute too. I was just thinking it's already black, so you can't see the bead as much, but it still gives it that little bit of something. You don't have to use a lot of glue when you cloth. It will stick really well to the cloth. Get in there. Ha! I found a brown one. I thought I dropped one on the floor. Y'all see my comfy clothes I have on? I'm so excited about wearing comfy clothes. Always a bad apple in the crowd. I know, and it always happens to them, I think sometimes. But it's because you have so many people too. You know, like if you got 1,000 people and they'll have like 2,000 or 3,000 people watching, you're gonna have some crazies out. You know, at least 1 out of 1,000 is gonna be kind of, you know, it's a scary thing. Because, you know, it's going to come a day when somebody's going to go, your crafting's up. They're going to say something ugly, and it's probably going to hurt my feelings. I know it's coming. And nobody should listen to it, but the more people you do, the more, you know, you have to worry. And I really like the little brown bead. I think I almost wish I had more than one, but I'm not taking that knot back out for another one. But it's another craft that is Valentine's Day. I think you could still leave this up all the time, like if you wanted some decoration, just for, you know, like a rustic thing. But I love it. Only thing I probably would have done is made this a little bit shorter, but I still like it. And I like the little bow, and you can see the little bead I put in the center. And I love it. Hello, first time on here, watching from South Texas, Corpus Christi. Felissa, it's kind of like Melissa, but Felissa, am I pronouncing that right? That is beautiful. Brown bead, I think. Yeah, Dolores. The brown is just, because there's no brown in the bow. I think the black would have just, you would have lost it in there. Sorry I missed it. I'll watch the replay. Oh, don't worry about it. We were actually kind of fast. You probably thought that we'd be on here a long time, but this is the craft that I originally was going to do before we did the XO up there. I almost kind of want to bring some brown on this, but, you know, maybe rust the cinnamon, because, you know, we have this brown up here, you know, maybe put a little rust on there, but I'm not going to change it anymore because I really like it the way it is. And we haven't made anything that really hangs up for Valentine's Day at all. Sometimes I get bad about everything we do hang. Some people do that. Everything they do is like some kind of wall hanger. And I'm like, no, because when I make this, I'm making it to like decorate my house with it. Good evening from Ohio. Hello, Mary from Ohio. Playing Scrabble with my girls. Oh my gosh, that sounds like fun. I like board games. Neely kind of likes them. Buffy, you don't really like to play board games, do you? I didn't think so. But Neely's kind of nerdy like that with me. We like to play board games. I mean, I like to play just old-fashioned Monopoly and stuff. All right. Well, I hope y'all liked it. And like I said, you get some of this. And what have we done? 3, really, to me, awesome crafts. With just 2 of them. With just 2 of the... And we actually, this one, you know, I might could get some pieces if I did something else to it. But I really have, if it wasn't for that little slight curve down there, you know, you could make another one of these. So we've done 3 crafts with just $2 worth of this. Do you follow Rethink Fabulous? She's amazing. You remind me of her. Enjoy both of you. No. Some people I follow, I know what they look like. Some of them, I know their names with their faces, but I'll go back and look because I love crafters. And you know, when you hit the little button down there to watch different videos, if you stop on something, you know, that's how it knows that's what you're watching and it'll continue. Well, I watched like One Big Bang Theory little rerun, and now just about every one of the things that come up are the Big Bang Theory, and I'm not really getting a whole lot of new crafting people when I was getting a lot of new crafting people. I'll have to go look. If there's some people that y'all like, tell me about them, because I'm always looking to, I love watching crafters. I don't always have time to watch the entire thing, and most of it is replay. But I still love to watch them, and then it lets you support them, especially if they do things on YouTube. There's some people, if you watch YouTube, they pay you to do it. So if you have anybody that you follow a lot and they say, follow us on YouTube, follow them and watch their stuff on YouTube, because that means that they're making they're kind of making a living out of it. Because YouTube, after so many videos, pays you money. Love this. That's the name of the movie. Okay, what's the name? It's called Something to Talk, like the song. Let's give them something to talk about. I know I can't sing, but yeah, it's kind of like the older song, Something to Talk About. Yeah, Lizzie and Aaron, I do follow them. I always miss Lizzie. For some reason, I always catch Aaron's live, but I always watch Lizzie's replay. Every now and again, I'll catch her live because I think they alternate. And for whatever reason, I never get to catch her lives. But I like her crafts better. I think Erin is hilarious, but for some reason, I like Lizzie's crafts. They're more to my style for something I'd want to make. But I never get to catch her live. She has long dark hair and wears a ball cap. Love you and love her. No, I'm going to go Rethink Fabulous. I don't even think that sounds familiar. Christy's Craft Room. Because there's probably about 2 or 3 people that I do follow that I know their face when it comes up. And maybe the things they've done. But maybe if their name isn't, like my name's not really catchy either. Some names just you can remember. Gray hair and curlers. Gray hair and curlers. No, I don't. Christy's Craft Room. See, those don't even sound. Erin's Pam is hilarious. Yes, the other night after the woman was so ugly to her, that's what she did the next night. She said, Pam was here. She was like, I want that woman to say something to me. I think this woman was extremely ugly, like called her a racist and stuff. I don't know what all this woman said, but it was obviously extremely bad. But, all her followers came to her defense. It was really sweet, but like I said, it was unnecessary. But that's why I love all of y'all watching. But it does scare me sometimes that I'll get some crazy out there. But Christy's Craft Room. God, I need to write some of these down. Christy's Craft, because I hadn't found any new people. Christy's Craft, and some of the ones I follow, they don't do lives a lot of times. Like, Liz and Erin doing every night. But some of them I follow, they do awesome craft. They just don't do it all the time. Lee with the turquoise Valentine. Now, is that their name? Lee with the turquoise Valentine? Christy is Erin's aunt. Oh, okay. And I think they were talking about her the other day because they were talking about their little Aunt Creedy person. And she said, I have an aunt that does it, or a cousin or something. All right, hold on. What was the first one? Something fabulous. Okay, Rethink Fabulous. Yeah, because I haven't found any new people in a while. I don't go searching a lot because I don't have a lot of time. So I really like it when they come up on theirs. But like I said, I'm not really getting any new people up. Where are you hanging this? I don't know, Dolores. I've got one door. I am big on hanging. I have two outside doors in this big room. It's really big. And my bedroom door. And I have command hooks on them because I like to hang things on the inside of the doors because it's part of my room. And I haven't hung anything on either one of my doors for right now. So I may hang it because it really is like a good door hanger size. I guess you could let this fall back and it would be a good, just lean to, if I don't find anything to hang it on. But I've got these things, which I love. Oh, I'm sorry. I just scared one of the cats out of the box. I'm sorry. I didn't see you in there. But they're kind of like wreath stands. They're stands that you can hang things on, see? And you can make it go really tall, and they just sit. You can set them on tables, on the floor. And so I think it needs to be a little bit taller than that. I have one here and one that's holding a basket up there, but this one down here didn't have anything on it. But I love putting things on them too. Like especially a wreath. We'll cover it up. And that way, I love these because that way you can put like something that hangs. I really don't like how long this is, y'all. Like it needs to be, maybe about that short. So I may shorten that. That way, you know, if you have like a table in the corner or something, you can just kind of hate the mirror. I don't know how to move it. You can hang it and then you can make it whatever height you want it. And I want to say I just got these at like Walmart one year, Christmas, about 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, that's definitely too long. I'm gonna have to shorten that. But I do like these too. So it just depends. I got all kind of options. After I straighten up in here, I'll walk around the room and kind of see how the colors go with different things in the room. And then that'll be its new home. And I'll take a picture of it because, you know, I've got to shorten it. That's going to drive me crazy. Amber, hold on, let me write this down. Amber Strong. Yes, shorter, yes. Yes, Pat, I think it's just a little too long. I think maybe I wasn't counting those, the beads right. You know, normally if it's just one string, I'll hold it up there. Afraid Not. Love those stands. Yes, Patty, I love those stands because I mean they hold. They're a really strong metal, so they hold a really heavy wreath. Sometimes I can't extend it as tall if it's really heavy, but when it's on its lowest setting, it'll hold a very heavy wreath. Looks awesome. Yes, I think shorter hanger. Those stands are so neat. I got another one I'll show you. I just bought. And y'all get to see what I have on it. I want to say those stands were like $20 or $30 a piece or something like that. This stand only cost me like $14, y'all, and it's complete metal. It seems pretty sturdy. Like I could hang something really heavy on it, the way it would counter weight itself, but not expensive. And I had this so I could take a picture for y'all, and it was a really cute stand. I wish I knew. I mean, I just call them my wreath stands, but y'all know, y'all always tell me if they have some kind of fancy name. Where did you get it? I got it at a local store here, and I only paid $14. I can ask her what it is to ship out. It's not that heavy, even though it's metal, but it is cumbersome. But she, you know, owning a business, they know about shipping and the cheapest way to ship it. So if you want me to find out how much it is to ship it to you, I can tell you. It's from the same Pecan Row where I bought these. She goes to the like marketplace in Atlanta and buys all kind of stuff, I think. But I just thought this was really cute, and it's something just a little bit different. And you know, really, even though this is really cute on it, it's iron like our hanger. Like if this hanger was shorter, you know, it has the iron just like this, or it's just, that's what it's supposed to look like. So that would be really cute. Yeah, this is driving me nuts how long, like if it was more like that. But if you come across these hangers, I would say pick them up, because especially if you're a decorator, because it makes it where you can hang, you do these hangers, but put them on like an end table or, you know, a corner table, sofa table, things like that. You always don't have to put them on a door, because, you know, my door, they open them up. This would just slap against the door the entire time. All right, hold on. Let's see. D-Daz Crafts. Is that how you say that? I love to go to Pecan Row. Yes, Vicky, I love Pecan Row. And I just have to stop by there sometimes to see what she's got. Because, I mean, every now and again, some things may cost a lot. But, like, I was really surprised. This wasn't on sale or anything. It was just $14. $13 or $14. And, I mean, it's something you could keep a long time. It's not something you would just use for one season and then want to get rid of it. I think I would use a lot of it. What kind of store? Tractor Supply? No, it's kind of like a local. It used to be more of an antique store where they, you know, you would rent a booth from her and sell your own things. But she goes to market and buys a lot of, you know, kind of boutique type stuff, like some clothes she sells. I mean, she sells it all. Do you have a store called Home? No, but is it good? Hold on, if it's online, I can go and look. That black one is for planted flowers. Yes, it looks more like for hang, but it would just be like indoor flowers because it's so small. Like you couldn't put like a big fern or anything like this on it. I have a few that have bought from the garden section. Yes, I've bought several that are just these arms, and like maybe right here you screw it into your deck or your railings or anything. I have several of those, and I think that's probably the original purpose, is you put like maybe a little house flower on it, but it would have to be like a small one, because it's, you know, it's not, you couldn't put like any kind of big fern or anything because it's shallow right here too, but I know what you're talking about. Too, if there was some way you could like put it like on the wall, which there's not, then you could put something really big on it, because it seems like that would hold a lot of weight. But you know, now we getting all into engineering like we know what we're talking about. Yes, very good store home. I'll check it out and see if do you have a Tractor Supply store near you? They have a pack of sanding blocks for like something like $5. I sure do have a Tractor Supply store, and I will go in there. It's right next to my Dollar Tree store. It's in between. It's like the Dollar Tree, Tractor Supply, and then Walmart. And we in a little podunk town, but that we at least have those three things. But, all right. Well, y'all, thanks for hanging with me. And I will see y'all tomorrow night.